All right, so since we've got a couple new people here, friendly reminder, we have 2 goals, and I'm going to mix it up. So we have 2 goals on these calls. Goal number 1 is to learn LinkedIn. Goal number 2, meet good people. Rule number 1, no being a troll. Rule number 2, let's have a good time. So that's how we roll. All right, okay, it's Wednesday. We're 7 minutes in. Live always gets priority. I actually have a question, but I'll go later. Other than the saved search thing, I have a question for you guys here. I'm kind of guessing that Mike might actually have my answer. But anybody have any LinkedIn questions, struggles, comments, stories? What's up?
I'm noticing that my background, my image stays the same, but that little square, I have artwork there, and sometimes it disappears to just the blue lines. And so I have to log all the way out and log back in for that picture to show back up. But it may show on my computer, but it doesn't show on my iPad, or it doesn't show on my phone. Is anybody else having that problem?
I've had that occasionally. Yeah, sometimes it's a slow reload. Sometimes it slowly pops in, sometimes you reload. I've seen that happen. Everybody, I see a lot of heads nodding.
Refresh the screen is your answer to many questions. It used to be Control-Alt-Delete, but now it's refresh the screen.
Many times I wish it was Control-Alt-Delete. It made my life a lot easier.
Well, Alfred, what I found helps the most is to lick your finger and then put your right hand up and then do a spin 3 times. No, really.
What was this about? No trolls?
Dang it. Yeah, I think the refresh is usually the way to go there.
So, I was going to say too, we have to be really patient with the internet right now because we're kind of stretching it to its max.
Oh yeah. I had a question. It was actually a question I sent you, and it was rendering different search results in the free LinkedIn versus Sales Navigator. And because I'm not on Navigator, I couldn't recreate it for you, but I had gotten total feedback. So I didn't know if that's something, that you might want to look at in an account that, the regular LinkedIn is a different platform than Navigator. So if you do a search, maybe like a job title or some keyword, and then you do that same search in Navigator, you're going to get different results. And so, I don't know if one's better than the other. I know there's ways that you can game the free version, to drill down a little bit through a Boolean string. I don't know if that's something that you want to do a scientific experiment on.
Should we look right now? Because I've got 2 tabs open here, and we can do a quick people search. Are you guys up for that? Because there are implications here too with what Judy's saying. It's not just a gimmick. So if you can be intentional about where you are at in search, it just means that if someone's trying to find you, better to be on page 1 than 4, right? So here, let me share my screen. All right, do you guys see that? Okay, so Judy, let's do this. I'm gonna go like this, 1st degree connections. Let's do New York, because that's where you would be, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's start with that. Hop over here. Lead filters. Let's do geo, New York. The metro area is the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we'll do this, and then we'll kind of drill down and see. So 233, 234, Kara, Paul, Marvin, totally different.
Totally different. Totally different. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So the question is, how is it rendering these results, and who gets on what page? Now try 2nd degree and see if it's
switching. That's a great idea.
Here, we'll it's just, and I don't know if one's better than the other. That's the question, is if we're prospecting or looking for something,
I know the answer to that question.
What?
Sales Navigator is better.
Well, of course. But I mean, in Sales Navigator, you can see who's active and their network and all that. Did Gary V come up on the other? Yeah, he came up. Wow. So it's interesting. Someone with not even a premium account came up as number 1 here, Ryan Shemin.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, overall, like sway in real life and digitally. I mean, I feel like Gary Vee should be on Sales Nav. I wonder, right? But I wonder if it has to do, Judy. This is a speculation. I wonder if it has to do with maybe this LinkedIn is looking at things like connection count, followers, that kind of thing. Sales Nav is really focused on sales, which doesn't really have to do with like followers and that kind of thing. Maybe they're looking more at like common connections.
People on Sales Navigator are looking for decision makers. Sales Navigator knows what kind of people you're looking for. You're not looking for employees. You're not looking for kitchen accessories, whatever it is. Sales Navigator knows what you're looking for. The program's designed to show you decision makers, and they're trying an algorithm somehow that's going to skew that way.
All we did was put in New York City. We didn't put in, you know, any title or anything or any.
That's right, but Sales Navigator is looking for decision makers without any title or any job title or anything. It knows why people buy it. People buy it specifically to find. Look at their advertising. Find decision makers. Find decision makers. So that's what they're going to focus on. LinkedIn itself is not focused necessarily on that. That's my opinion, okay, and it's just based on theory. But
you know what I'll do? I'm gonna do a support for chat and ask them, and I'll play the dumb card and I'll say, I noticed the results are different. Can you tell me why? And then we'll see if I can get anything straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Tier 1's not going to get you anything there, but maybe you get passed on.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting hypothesis. You know, because obviously Navigator, you can really hone in on these specific attributes that you're looking for, which you can't do that in the free version. But I was just looking at just a basic search to see, even without the title, just a geographic.
Well, you know. And I would guess that the results are weighted outside of Sales Nav as a networking or interested in following, which would be why an influencer would be tossed at the top of that. That these are people that you want to go and follow and learn from or expand your network, not necessarily like Mike saying, like you would want to sell with.
Take out writer and just put it in an industry. This way you're not looking at a title. Yeah, I mean, again, we can hypothesize it too. And, you know, whatever we figure out, LinkedIn, I'm sure, has their own.
It's fascinating though.
They don't want you to know what it is, of course, right? I mean, it's designed to be behind a screen like Oz pulling stuff, and you're not supposed to see what's going on.
Yeah, so, you know, it is kind of interesting, but I wish in a perfect world that it would show you follower count. So you could see follower count. And it's rendering here a lot of free accounts, and not even good ones, like Ackerman, and not even filled out. That, what, the 5th result there? Wow.
Make sure that cleared out on the, oh, hang on, sorry. This,
it
like remembers the.
Yeah, I think you have to hit, does it? It's got something, I don't know. Anyway, it's just kind of interesting, but I hit a wall yesterday. It says that you're out of invites. So now I've got to upgrade to finish my invites. So, and I wasn't even searching. I just had a list that I was working with. Yeah, interesting.
Out of invites or views?
No, it was out of invites. I was looking at all the people that RSVP'd for that kindness challenge, and it had all of their names. So I was just clicking on each profile and then customizing my invite. And I reached a point where it said, okay, you've reached your limit. So I was like, okay, I hope it's not, if it's for the month, what is it, only the 6th? You know, I don't know.
How many
That might be a daily thing, not a monthly thing.
I hope so. I'll let you know later. I'm going to give it 24 hours.
How many connections do you think you sent?
I probably sent about, I want to say about maybe 75.
That's exactly what I've run. That's the exact wall that I've run into on a free account too. They'll say, you've run out of invites for the day. Please try sending higher quality, blah, 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 blah.
Has that ever happened on the paid account? Has anyone hit a limit on a paid account?
You can go higher, but I max mine at 75. I'm mechanically maxed it at 75, even there to be safe.
Okay.
So Judy, I watched about a month ago an account. I watched an account hit the max where they got that notification. They hopped over to Sales Navigator and they kept sending invites.
Interesting. Okay, because it's actually a different platform when you look at the URL. It's a totally different platform. That's why the inboxes are different. So, okay, well, thanks. I don't want to take, away from other time.
No, that's really good.
It was
That's really good.
there's no, I don't think there's any rhyme or reason except, and the other thing too is it's the strength of your network, Isaac. So you have, what's your network? Like 15,000?
No, it's way less than that. Oh, Judy disappeared. Great Scott. She disappeared.
And the LinkedIn took her off. She hasn't disappeared.
Yes.
Software just wiped her from the screen.
I know. LinkedIn said Alt delete, Alt tab delete. What was that again?
Wrong button and she's gone.
It does.
Oh,
it
poor
does,
Judy. Rest in peace.
It does seem like these people over here on Sales Nav are more C-level. C, president, chairman, author, publisher, production services. So it does seem like in Sales Nav, for this broad search, it does seem like the C-level. Now I wonder if also part of that is right here where it's your selling preferences. I wonder if this also
defaults for a search.
Right, but I wonder if it's also your sales preference.
Could look at that.
Maybe,
you're right.
Maybe they alter it based on your preferences. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
Are they smart enough to figure that out?
I don't know.
Hey,
somebody is.
Is anybody smart enough right now?
Isaac, is it possible? This is a little weird question. So I have not pulled, Mike knows, I haven't pulled the trigger yet, Sales Navigator, but I will. And I really mean that. Is it possible to like just go halvesies with a friend?
No. Because it's your account, your face, your name, your friends, they know you. The only exception would be maybe if you had dissociative order or multiple personalities.
Well, I don't know. I've been accused.
So yeah, I don't think so. Did anybody else have any comments on that? I don't think so. No. One and done. What you could maybe do is do like a team and then seat and then split the cost, but you're kind of paying more than Sales Navigator there anyways, more than Pro Edition. Okay, Judy, welcome back.
Sorry, I had a client that we just had to get.
Oh, that's okay. Totally cool. Hey, so Judy, this is one thing that we were noticing really quick while we were going. So Sales Nav, it does seem more like CEO, chief, C-suite, president. Go over here, and it's more like Gary V's chairman, author, publisher. It does seem more like this is higher level in the food chain. And then we're also wondering if maybe your sales preferences influence the search results beyond being able to click the button and apply this to search. So I don't know. That's totally speculation. But yeah, that's interesting. I should do a support chat and see if.
And all I can say is, Mike O'Neill, right on.
You could take your sales preferences off right now and try it temporarily.
Yes, we could. Should we? Okay, hang on.
Anything?
Okay, hang on. Oh my gosh, look at this.
I learned
Screenshot it so you remember your setting.
No, I don't care. I changed. I use my own account a lot just for demo, actually. So here we go. Let's do this here. Now this, I'm going to take this. Whoops. Uh-oh. What are we doing here? Do you still see my screen?
Oh.
Did I stop sharing? I'm so sorry. Hang on. Are we back?
We be back. We looking at your screen now.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to do a side by side.
By the way, how are you doing conversions from the AppSumo?
So data driven takes care of all of the marketing side of things.
Okay.
But I think right now there's like 9,000 downloads.
I've been sending a bunch of people your way, so.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Great course. That is a really, really good course. So I wanted to applaud you for putting that content together.
Thank you. All right, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same. I don't know if you can tell. I'm switching tabs here. So it's the same sales preference, isn't it? So
Go to the plain one again, the vanilla LinkedIn. Is it Greater New York City? I just want to see because there's New York City and then there's that says Greater New York City area. Okay. So you can't just do New York, where this one is New York City metropolitan. So do New York, just for chagrin.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea
too.
to do New York, New York.
New York, technically Manhattan, but Greater New York City could be New Jersey and Long Island.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So just for the heck of it, is it even there?
No.
And why? New York and why? Or
how about
just New York? Just do New York.
I can't do just New York on.
That is weird. Okay.
What about Buffalo? But this Buffalo,
Nigeria?
Nigeria?
Yeah, you could try a raw city like that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, that's not even. That's like at the other end of the world in the city.
But that matches.
We'll
but that's apples to apples then.
Yeah, we're trying to get apples to apples. Take the top one. Yeah.
Okay, Buffalo. Gotcha. Okay, so that's Buffalo. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's see.
488 people. 544 people.
Okay.
Corey, Andy, Molly.
Okay. And
totally different.
Put it in order of something, because either order of shared connections or order of their network or something.
You're going back 10 years with that request. They used to have a series of sort orders you could do.
You remember when they used to have reminders, Mike, where you could set a reminder, or you could say where you met somebody, or you could, just if you wanted to reach out to.
It used to be under premium, and then now it's under Sales Navigator, and it's really not very effective to be used. It's called Notes. Sales Navigator.
We never really use Notes. Yeah.
I don't either.
All right. Well, anyway, that's an interesting exercise. So, what's the conclusion? Navigator, right? For business development.
The conclusion I think right now is different. I don't know which is better. It might even just depend on what your goals are. Yeah, what you're looking for. Good thoughts. Good thoughts.
If you have Sales Navigator, you also have LinkedIn. So you have both. It's a matter of whether you want both or just one, sort of. If I could make just what the big pitch is, the single biggest pitch for Sales Navigator, it's eliminating folks that you don't want. It's not finding more folks that you do want. It's cutting out the people that you don't.
Yeah.
So you focus in on just the folks that are the right size and the right this, the right that. And you saw with the geography there, you got a zillion different ways to slice and dice geography with Sales Navigator, and you only got one way over on LinkedIn.
Plus you can exclude. I love the little, where you hit the little red X thing.
Circle slash. Yeah, that's so marvelous. Marvelous. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, were you guys having any tag or list bugs last week? I remember Jared and I were talking about that last week. Did you guys?
The same old bug.
Just that same old bug. Okay. Is Jared still on? I can't.
Yeah,
see.
I'm still on.
Hey, dude. There you are. Hey.
Hey, question about the hashtags. How can you prevent someone from using a hashtag you created?
Hashtag no.
No.
Hashtag no.
What?
I made a clever joke. I said hashtag no.
Oh my gosh, it's way too early in the morning in California. That's why I put in Hollywood. But so if I create a hashtag that's unique to a topic that I want to talk about, but if someone snags that hashtag and post something else into it that I don't want in there, can I take it out?
No.
Oh, all right. Back to sleep. Thank you.
I don't even think if it's trademarked, you could do that, right?
No.
Maybe you'd have to do some special request, but I see a lot of trademarked things in there,
Yeah, that's why I started combining English and Chinese so people can't type in the Chinese. So
nice. Yeah, one thing to note is that with hashtags is in some, especially for multilingual people here, in some countries, the same word is spelled slightly different, especially like in USA versus England and Australia. There are words that are spelled different, like the YZE versus ending in YZE versus YSE. Like check is spelled different. So if you, like LinkedIn doesn't aggregate those and count them as the same word. So it's a good idea to check the follower count and engagement on the hashtag if you're wanting to leverage that based off of the local geo spelling. This can make
Yeah,
it break
that's
for you.
to talk about Instagram. When I use a hashtag, I first look at the hashtag first on Instagram.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know why all of a sudden it went Zoom blank. And then I'll use the hashtag after I research it to make sure what's in the hashtag is appropriate.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Instagram, Twitter, I tend to check both of those.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm at a distinct advantage having learned how to search directories on DOS.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Now you got to go be very careful about your words.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, but it makes a big difference. Oops.
Yeah. So I have a question here for all the geeky guys. Hey, what's up, Jared? I just saw you. Just saw you. Well, how you doing? Good to see you, dude.
Yeah, I'm typing something for Alfred.
Okay, cool.
But where did
so
everyone go? I can't see you. My
you might
screen went
need
blank.
to push gallery view. So I had somebody email me this morning, and I'm just wondering if there's a better way here. So they emailed me. They said they had 6,500 connections, and they were wanting to do basically the export that you can't do anymore. And so for those of you who don't know, like 2 years ago, LinkedIn made a change where, because of GDPR, the contact export does not include the email. So they were wanting the emails, and I know that you can, like, there's a zillion tools where you could just view a profile and then extract it from there one at a time. Does anybody know of any like Airtable based stuff where you can just grab them all in one click, or is it definitively one profile at a time? Does anybody know?
I thought there was something called Get Prospect.io or Octopus.
Oh, I've heard of both of those. I'm gonna write that down.
Now again, I'm hesitant to try it on a client account because it's
You
automation.
put that in the chat window, Judy?
Yeah, let me grab them. It's let me make sure I have the right ones here. Get Prospect.
That's why.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure, and that's not something that we would do. I was just kind of thinking, like, if you did want to get your emails for some reason, for better, depending, you could be a good player or bad player. That's up to you. But if you did want to grab your emails, I was just wondering, because in that case, if you did like even 200 visits a day, it's still going to take you a month to get all of your emails, which is kind of a long time.
I have an answer for that. Is this the question you thought I'd have an answer for, Isaac?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. This is it. You have to pay. Okay. But you don't have to do anything but log in, but start the tool, and it will gather data, including email address, location, stuff like that, for all of your existing connections without doing any campaign, any visit, any activity at all, anything that could cause ire from LinkedIn. It just automatically just goes and gets it over time. It took a week to fill out my 30,000 connections fully. But with 6,000 or so, you're looking at a couple days, and it just does it without taking any campaign action that could get you into trouble. You would normally have to visit every one of them with most tools. But the tools now, the tools I use, there are 3 that I use, automatically gather that data without doing any action at all. It's wonderful. They all added that feature in the last year. And those tools are $75 to $100.
Yeah, is it like Ulink?
You can do all kinds of other stuff with them other than just turn them on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Does Ulink do that? I've seen several that are really.
Ulink does that. Yes,
I've seen several that are really similar. I think that's what I was saying. I think they use the same Airtable type thing. I was just curious.
And Ulink could be my favorite in that category. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So anyways, if you wanted to grab your connections info, you don't have to use it for messaging. It can be a faster solution if you're in a time crunch to grab your network data. Again, probably would be against the rules. Just feel like I should need to say that, but it's an option.
So Mike, what are the tools? What are the 3 tools?
Okay, so Ulink, which is one that Isaac talked about, and there's no way you're free to find out anything about Ulink. I can demo it for you. I can demo all the tools for you. So I have logins. We'll look at live data if you want. Just book a call with me. Schedulewithmike.com. Schedulewithmike.com.
Okay.
But Ulink is one. Another one is Lead Tool Pro. And you could, that one does have a website, leadtoolpro.com. Okay. Another one is called Expandy, EXPA. I'll put them in the chat window.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Expandy.
Yep. And I know the owners from all of the companies here. So
Skylead, do you know Javon Skylead?
At where?
Skylead, Javon is his name.
I don't know Skylead. I don't know Javon.
Okay, cool. You might want to check that one out too.
Okay.
It's they're all really similar. It's like somebody built the software and is white labeling it. It just seems like it's all the same.
Is anyone using Zoom?
Is white labeled. Okay, Lead Tool Pro is white labeled. There's a couple other versions of it out there. So there's one.
Is anyone using Zoom Info? It's not Zoom, but Zoom Info. It's a different, and it's supposed to give you direct emails and direct phone numbers to decision makers.
Yeah, the Zoom Info is really expensive and awesome. I've got some friends who work for like mega sales teams. It's many thousands of dollars per year. But yeah, it's like a shared resource pool that's updated, and it does work. It wouldn't be able to get your network connections, but if you need to find somebody's email, it's definitely a good resource. Yeah. Thanks, Alfred.
Are you using Nefarious LinkedIn to see which things that they're searching for on the back end? You know what I'm talking about, Nefarious?
I do know what you're talking about. I don't really mess with that because we don't dabble, but
they had a second Nefarious list that came out about 6 months ago or so, and it's worth looking at and stuff. There's stuff there that's not even tools that are there that are not out of business that are still on the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good thing to look at. The cloud-based tools are not on it. They're pretty much all Chrome tools.
Right, and that's all they're looking for. The cloud ones, I don't think they can.
And I do cloud tools. I just do cloud. So
cool. Okay.
These are all cloud that I recommended here.
So when you get the email, though, are you then emailing people without permission, or how are you getting around the GDPR or the California protection?
Talking to me?
Anybody?
I don't know. You're looking over there.
That's for you, Isaac. You're doing it.
My computer,
well, no, he was just asking me. We wouldn't do anything with the email in that situation. Like, I was just curious if there's a faster way. We do have this. We were testing this a few months ago, and we just moved it out of beta. I am okay with grabbing first-degree connections emails who, after a couple weeks, have not replied to messaging. Send them a direct email referencing what you said on LinkedIn, but it has to be a continuation of the conversation, so it's not spammy, and it has to be well done. Not an email marketing campaign, but like a sales email sequence, really short, designed to give them the opportunity to talk by email if they don't do LinkedIn messaging. And then you can use a tool like Zoom Info and all Email Hunter, all those other things, to grab best guess for their company emails for people that did not accept the connection request. And then I think that if you're doing that, you're fine with GDPR because it's the work email. And then I suppose there's some gray. Jer's the lawyer about that. Just kidding. But again, I think it's like you're safer there if you're referencing like, hey, I sent you a message about this. Did you get it? It's just a little bit different instead of they didn't opt in newsletter. So I'm okay with both of those personally, as long as the communication is good, you know.
It only takes one complaint to really mess up your life, though, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Isaac? I mean, it is walking on thin ice a little bit. It's kind of like getting a spam report. Takes one, it can really mess with your life or something along that line.
And we're not doing that for like thousands of people. It might be like 80 people a week. So
one of the ways I'm doing a lot of the LinkedIn live, seeing what are in the lives, and I'm taking names down who are in the lives, looking at what they're talking about, sending them direct messages, and being able to take them out of the live into private chats. So, I mean, that's very organic, and I have the time to do bit by bit like that. But that's one way of connecting with someone, like Isaac was saying, and moving them from one platform into another and building a conversation. So that's how I'm trying to organically build my contacts based on what's been working for me. But that may not work for everybody.
Well,
not everybody
and that's
has.
advice. That's advice I'd give anybody, you know, if you were going to a physical event, right? You enjoyed the speaker, you engaged with somebody that was a table mate or sitting in the same aisle with you, and you'd exchange information. You'd connect on LinkedIn, you'd hand each other business cards, and it's the exact same practice in the virtual world, assuming that you have, you know, the time and the space for it, that's such an amazing way to cultivate real connection.
And for me, sometimes face to face, I'm kind of scared to talk to somebody, but virtually, I'm like, no problem. They said something, I connect with it, I pull them out into a private chat, and for me, it's being virtual right now is great, especially for someone who's, believe it or not, introverted and afraid to going up and talking to someone I don't know.
Well, and you can sort of cheat too, right? Like you have their profile in front of you before you have to start the conversation.
Hey, I'm doing a pretty cool thing, which I'll share. Not to toot my own horn, but maybe you guys can hear it and tweak what you're doing. So I actually run a live Zoom just like Isaac on Mondays. I do one at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern and 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern for Pacific time people, Rocky Mountain. So all I do, and look, I don't even do it with Sales Navigator yet, but I will. I go in, you know, I do this stuff. I click on contact when I find somebody, and if they have a personal email in there, I say yes. And then I have a series of 3 emails that tease this breakfast. It's called the Breakfast Club. And it's live. So, you know, it's everybody likes to wake up and be energized in the morning. Right, Isaac? There we go. That's why he does this at 11 Eastern for his time zone. So anyway, and Mary, go ahead, Mary. She's my partner in crime. You want to tell them what we're doing, Mary?
Yeah. So Bruce has had a lot of success with the Breakfast Club off the East Coast. And he was really encouraging folks on the West Coast to join in on the call. And the idea of being on a Zoom call at 5 a.m. just kind of lost its charm a little bit. So we put our heads together, decided to do an East Coast call starting this next week. And gathering the team, Alfred volunteered to join in on the call. Anybody that's on this call that would like to join in, we'd love to have you. And it looks like it's going to be a ton of fun.
Cool. Very cool. You could throw, if you want to throw the join link in there, that'd be great. I might, if I have time, pop in there. Cool. Cool.
Can I suggest something regarding?
Yes, I saw your hand up.
Yeah. So what I've seen a few people do is that they take those leads, find their email addresses, and then run them in NeverBounce. It's basically an email validation tool. And then they basically use those validated emails to run a retargeting campaign on Facebook. So you can basically run an ad on Facebook for those leads. And that's how you can basically protect yourself from those GDPR and other rules that forbid you from email.
That's great. That's great advice. Yes, that's really good advice. So to kind of summarize, you can grab the emails, run them through. You said NeverBounce? I'm just going to type that out there, NeverBounce, just to make sure that you're not sending to bad emails. If you don't actually send the email, then there's no complaints. And you can take the same list. Instead of communicating by email, you can communicate by your advertising campaigns using custom audience on a platform like LinkedIn, right? Or sorry, like Facebook, where you can upload the CSV. Yep. And the more data points you have, the better. So if you've got a couple thousand, that's a pretty solid retargeting list. You could also use that as a lookalike audience as well. Yeah, that's really good. Good idea. Boom. Lee, I feel like you
Yes.
probably are sitting on just a really good question or comment.
You know, I'm just really appreciative of the discussion, and I've used the free account. I'm sitting on about 4,600 connections. So it's the first time I've seen Sales Navigator. As I get further down the road, it's, you know, something it looks like that I need to take seriously to really get to my target market, because you know, my market will be training decision makers within companies, and so I've learned a lot, and I really appreciate the discussion. I don't really have any questions for you at the moment.
Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, before you take the plunge and start paying for Sales Nav, just make sure that you know your audience, you know your message, you know your offer. So it's like I'm stealing that from AJ Wilcox, the AMMO acronym, but it's like grab your ammo before you can target. So you pay for Sales Nav for targeting and time efficiency, but you need to know your audience message offer before you pay for advanced targeting. Otherwise, you're just kind of like not going to have an ROI.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. I would say probably 8 out of 10 sales meetings that we do, I'll have to tell people we need to know your audience message or offer, or they don't have a CRM and sales funnel set up. And so I'll say we need to get that nailed down before you do LinkedIn. Probably 8 out of 10. What about you, like Mike, Jared, Judy? Do you guys come across, Mary, similar? Like most people want to use LinkedIn, but they don't know their audience message offer, or they don't have a CRM and sales funnel.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem there is, because they don't have their message straight, and then your whole campaign falls down at the end.
Yep.
And sometimes they tell you that they have their messaging straight and that they have a CRM, but basically they're still fumbling around with an Excel sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
My model's a little different in that I'm helping executives do job transition. And so what we talk about is similar, but saying, if you don't know what kind of job you want, what kind of job you're going after, then it doesn't make any sense to optimize your LinkedIn profile or have a new resume done, because you could be targeting the wrong kind of job. So same kind of situation. Figure out where you're going, figure out what positions, what companies you want to attract, and then create the messaging to facilitate that.
I love that, Mary. That's almost like the hidden job network theory, as opposed to, you know, when you apply for jobs that are open, you're one of many.
That's
right. You do what you're saying. That's really, it's the same thing in sales. Yeah. So that's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the numbers.
We take a little bit of a two-pronged strategy, Mary. One of them is update the profile good enough for now while we continue working, like a triage, because they're so bad, they can't wait for the 2 weeks it's going to take for us to get done. So particularly focus on the headline and the stuff at the top up there. I even turn off, I'll just eliminate their about section altogether until we're ready. It's just not even there. It's gone. They don't even know it's gone. They don't even see it. But they don't see the trash that's there.
Yeah.
And then, but that's good enough for now. Lets you move a little bit forward. So while you're waiting for them, right, to get back to you with specific things about their audience, there's something up there that's better than what you started.
And right now it's all about the pivot. I mean, I went from the restaurant industry that I will never be able to find another job in again, because I'm a high level director, and the restaurant industry, we all know what's happening there. And now I'm in the pivot zone, and how do I pivot and get into child book writing from pivoting to being in a restaurant business? So it is all about the pivot, and how are you pivoting, and then redoing your, like you said, Isaac, and like you said, Mary, because it's about the pivot. We have to be doing something different now.
Are you going to be the next Mo Willems?
What's that?
Are you going to be the next Mo Willems?
Oh no. Thanks, Tracy.
The key
I don't
is
even
to
know what
buy
that
a lot of
means.
sticky notes.
Hey, really quick, have you guys, okay, you know how, do you all have the featured section in your profile yet? I feel like that's almost done being rolled out. Do you guys all have that?
I think it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here, I'm going to share my screen real quick
It's done. I update it for my clients every time we publish something new or have a new focus. It's a great way to just use it as a little billboard.
Well, it's also a great way to get people off of LinkedIn, or to keep a post, because you can add a post in a newsfeed post here and keep it left, and then keep the engagement going as well. But like what we did,
like a UTM tracking, have you set up any?
That's, well, you know what? I love what you're thinking, because guess what? Ding, 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 ding. That's what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
So here, this is what we did. And I just messing with this. So this is, if you are not familiar with the featured section, plus, and then link, and then you can add a link, add your UTM tracking, and then delineate, the medium source, that kind of thing. So I put that there, and then I was like, okay, here's why. Sorry, I'm bunny trailing a little bit. You see so many people go, oh, I have this many profile views, and I'm like, who cares? Like, if they didn't put money in your bank, it's great that you're going in the right direction, but don't get excited about that. I get excited about a conversion KPI. So I put a tracking code on there, and here you can kind of see, I'm gonna put this over here. So these are visits from my profile. I'm not sure why there's a big dead zone there, but you can see this traffic here.
How'd you set up your tracking code?
I'll show you in a second. But check this out. This is really surprising to me. So what this, for all of you who aren't analytics geeks, this is Google Analytics. This is telling me how many people left my profile specifically and went to my website. Specifically on my profile, this guy here, because you can do different tracking links. You might do one on your company page. You might do one here. You might do one other places as well. This is just this one. So all of these little blue guys are visits from that one place. And then the conversion rate is 40%. That's really high. If you ever have done anything in digital analytics, that's really high. And so what's happening is people are on my profile and they go, oh, free videos, and then they sign up. So I can expect about 4 out of 10 people convert there, which I thought was really cool. And before, the featured section was pretty. It was just like there was an about, and then some pictures, and it's like, who would click the picture? It's a lot harder to get them off LinkedIn to your website. So that's that. Judy, how do I did it? I just did this. I just went to UTM tracking builder or something. And was it this guy here? Yeah, I use this one. And what you can do is, if you have multiple employees, you can create their own thing, right? And then delineate with like their name. So you can see which employees are generating most conversions.
Hey, can I get really geeky on this with you, Isaac?
Yes.
This is so important, because you can look at different things that you post, and you can compare when your audience is connecting with you and when's the peak engagement. So then Thursday at 4 p.m., that is your biggest engagement. And that's when you have the biggest impact, as opposed to Tuesday, where, like you saw, Isaac, you had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, crickets, and then on Thursday, boom. So then that's your time, your peak, that you should be posting something to get the biggest impact. Yeah, that's not
really
too geeky.
I think your maximum count was 3 on that. So this is a relatively small sample size.
Yeah, this is definitely small. So this is 20 users, 10 goal completions.
And
you can start seeing over your different posts, and to kind of see what the averages are, and then you can start to target your message at a specific time in a specific day to get the biggest impact, as opposed to just throwing stuff to the wall and not seeing the benefit from it.
Yeah.
So when you say goal conversion rate, what does that mean? Goal conversion from what?
So I have a bunch of goals set up in analytics here, depending on my initiative. I'm pretty sure most of those were signing up for the daily videos. Let me just see here. Yeah, 9 out of 10 were the daily videos.
Now, I'm surprised you haven't put the dollar value, because you know that information based on your formulation.
It's a little bit different there because data driven does the checkout. So it's tough for me to do that. Make sense?
Yeah, but I mean, even throwing
Yeah.
something in there, what's the value of that conversion? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that has to do with, are you then out of those 9, prospects there, how many do you think will convert to a paid revenue? But no, this is brilliant. What I love is if you go back for a second, a couple things here that stand out is, the amount of pages that they're going to and the amount of time that there's site, and then you've got the return visitors. So you've got, you're getting a loyal following here, and they're engaged, and that's an extremely low bounce rate. So I think there's all good signals here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So to get you on a journey, add some featured media, and it's a good idea to do a link to your site with UTM tracking, and then dig into the analytics and be smart about it. Good stuff. Cool. Well, shoot, while I'm sharing my screen and we have 8 minutes left, you want to talk about saved searches? Unless, I mean, we could always do it next week. Any other juicy topics?
Well, I was going to say, I did go in while we were playing around. I do not have paid version, and selected to download my contacts information.
Yep.
And it includes emails for anybody who has their email on there.
It includes emails for anybody who has opted into including it in the export. The default is no, so it's a small percentage.
It's really slim.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
If you have a custom email, I'm on the paid G Suite, so my custom email is Judy plus LinkedIn. So this way I know if somebody has scraped that off of my profile, it comes to me as that. So if you're on the, I don't know if you can do it on other platforms, but the G Suite, you can customize what your email is.
And
you
can even do a forwarding, like an alias as well. And then that's free to do on G Suite, and I'm sure Microsoft email as well.
So yeah, let's see your saved searches. Let's see what you got.
All right, well, okay, so full disclosure here, I don't know if I'm an idiot or what. Saved search in Sales Nav is just super easy, right? You can save an account search here. Let's go to lead. So you can save a search on a lead. You can save an account search, which is new. Here, let's just do one. Africa. I bless the rains, Africa. Right? And then you give it a name, alert frequency, weekly, save search. There it is. Save searches. That kind of thing, right? So that's just save search. It's nice if you've put a lot of time into tailoring this to not have to redo it. Just nice to save it. It's nice where if you've gone through the list and it's like over, somebody comes into the list and is new job, new role in the company. You don't have to like try and figure that out. LinkedIn will tell you, so that it's nice there. Maybe you need to sell to somebody when they first start a new role at the company, right? So it's nice. On the free version of LinkedIn, I just like a week or two ago, I saw this and I was like, is this new? And so I was digging around and I don't know if I've been missing it or whatever, but what I've read is just is really not conclusive. So if this is new, it seems more new to me. If it's not new to you, sorry, you're smarter than I am. But here's where it gets a little janky. So let me just do this. So let's go to, let's go here. We go to people search. So you can only save on a free account a search if it is a people search and if you include keywords. If you do not do a people search including keywords, you won't see the ability to do this, to save it, and you can't even like view your saved searches unless you do a search that has keywords. It's so janky. So let's do people search, all filters. Let's do Greater New York. Second, and then whatever that. So there's nothing, just an ad. As soon as I go to all filters and add a keyword up here, like freelance, apply, there, I can create a search alert. So that's how you save the search. Save searches, manage.
Wow, that's wild. I would have never seen that.
I know, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know if I just have missed it.
When did that show up?
I don't know. That's what
idiots.
I don't know. I have nobody that I've talked to has been aware of that.
Where's the keyword? Like, wow.
Yeah. So the keyword is what does it. And I did some reading. I found some articles from like a year or two ago, and they were saying the same thing, but I don't know if it was there and it was taken away and is there. I don't even know. The point is, here's how you do it. So you can save the search. So I'll do create search alert, and I can't name it on free. It's going to name it based off of the keyword. I can choose receive.
The keyword search alert is what we'd say, right?
Yeah.
We'd name it the keyword search alert. Because
yeah.
Without it.
Yeah. So you can do receive alert weekly, get notified, and the only option here is by email. You can save it. You can see down here it says saved. So then let's go like this. If I go to manage, I can go like this, edit. And I can't really do anything other than turn off email and delete if I manage.
So
I can do.
If you have the email turned off, how are you notified? Does it come as a LinkedIn message or does it show up in your notifications feed? Where do you get that
believe,
alert?
So see where it says 41 new?
Yep. Where do you see where are you notified?
Whoa. Yeah, I think you can only have 3 saved searches.
So
there you go. There's the 41.
Yeah.
New.
So when I click it, it shows me the new, and then I can go view all people. See that? That's how that works.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
3 max. Keyword triggered.
And it works
How
on
are
me.
you notified though? Does anyone know? I mean, where does the notification happen if you uncheck the email box?
I think you get in notifications.
So it's just in your feed of notifications.
I don't
get like profile views.
So here, let me just make sure that I can't save this one. I've reached the limit of 20 active people alerts. I don't know what that means actually. 20 active people. So I don't know if the limit, Judy, is the 3 or if it's. Oh yeah, but it says 20 active people. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Go into help and see what Safe Search says about help in help. If that's.
You know, we're coming up on an hour. I might do that later just so that I can just to be respectful. Okay, listen.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's how it goes. Yeah. There you go.
Nice, very nice. Isaac, are these on your YouTube? The previous sessions?
The Hangouts?
Yeah.
They will be. I've gotten a little bit behind with editing.
So you're on Vimeo as well. So you're like on all channels, right?
Yeah, you know, we use Vimeo for our email marketing to come into the site and view the video. YouTube, I don't like the ads and then the suggested videos after. So yeah, there's that.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks again for a great session.
Yeah, that was fun. Anybody else? Any final things?
Does anyone use SoundCloud for audio files?
I have not. I'm familiar with it, but I have not.
It's YouTube for audio, but I just started. Just wondering.
And you put a full-on podcast on there? Is that, or is it more for music?
Oh, it's anything.
Cool.
I have to go, everyone. Goodbye.
Hey, I'll see you Monday, Alfred.
Hey,
I got to run too.
Sorry, guys.
All right, everyone. Have a great week. See ya.